Manufacturing is one of Victoria's largest and most diverse industries. Manufacturing companies make components and parts that will end up being turned into motor vehicles or electrical goods, and that's just the beginning. As with all industries, depending on whether you're doing structured workplace learning or work experience, there are certain things you can and cannot do. In manufacturing, there will most definitely be machinery. It's important to know that work experience students are not allowed to undertake manual handling or work with any machinery or powered tools under any circumstances. Structured workplace learning students can use some machinery only after they have been properly trained and under direct supervision. Even after training, you should never attempt to use any equipment if you don't feel competent or confident to do so.
I'm Demi Deans and I am doing a work placement in manufacturing. I used to like building things when I was little and Mum said you should be an engineer.
Sutton Tools is a cutting tool manufacturing company. We supply cutting tools domestically as well as to export markets.
A structured work placement is they send me out into a working field in manufacturing and then they teach me how to go about things in a safe way and how to use the machines. It gives me a chance to see what the field of work is like, and that way I'm not diving right into it, and it also gives me a chance to see if I want to do that in the future.
They are getting real work experience. They're not just necessarily cleaning down machines or mopping floors. They're actually on machines learning how to operate, in some cases this very sophisticated equipment.
On my first day they took us around the workshop floor and showed us all the different machinery and how to use them appropriately and safely.
The first thing that we say to anybody when you walk in is be careful of the slippery floors, because they are slippery, especially if you don't have the correct shoes on.
The occupational health and safety lesson took us through, where we're supposed to go, the safe places, appropriate PPE, personal protective equipment. They teach us to always have protective eye equipment on.
We wear safety glasses to avoid eye injuries, just in case something may happen, which could be grinding dust, it could be oil, it could be a projectile.
What's safe to use, different ways to use things safely, lifting and carrying, and there's certain procedures we go through, like keep our back straight and bend your knees so we don't end up harming our back.
We've done a lot of training on manual handling. There are posters around on how to lift things correctly. If we see somebody lifting something the wrong way or repetitive movement, we stop it straight away and find a better way to do it.
We have certain machinery to help us lift things like the pulley system, and then we also use forklifts to help us. If we can't use that, we go to ask other people to help us lift things. If it's not too heavy, we try to lift it ourselves. If I didn't know how to do something, I'd ask the supervisor, and then they'd come over and teach me how to do it, and then wait till I get used to knowing how to do things, and then after a while they'll let me do that by myself. On the shop floor there's many things with sharp edges, and we're taught how to hold them appropriately and to wear gloves.
The line markings that have been painted on the ground are to tell people where they can and cannot walk, where forklifts can and can't go, and where cars can and can't go.
You'd be looking out for things flying out from machines, what other people are doing, and you also look out for other people's safety as well. If there's things left on the floor, it can get into a lot of trouble because it causes trips and people to fall. Also, we use cutting oils, so the cutting oils on the floor it's obviously wet, so it causes people to slip. We learn about chemicals in the Occupational Health and Safety induction. The MSDS is the Material Safety Data Sheet, and it shows us what to do if we come across any materials that we don't know of and what happens if we come in contact with them. With first aid, we get shown where the first aid box is, and there's certain methods that we go about if we get a cut, what to do if we get burnt, what we actually do about treating it. On the machinery there's safety guards with safety switches, so if there's the guards not down the machine won't turn on, and there's also emergency stop buttons.
And in case something goes wrong, in case a tool misloads, if there is a fire in the plant somewhere, you hit the red stop and it will just shut down the machine.
Let's review the common occupational health and safety hazards of the manufacturing industry. These are manual handling, sprains and strains, and overuse injuries, slips, trips and falls, machinery and powered tools, and hazardous chemicals. If you would like more information about safety in manufacturing, talk to your teacher or employer.